Like, I doubt this guy will be a 40-year-old account executive farting in people's faces at the office. Like, he's probably gonna look back and cringe really hard at this.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Got my full, my quart of eggnog. I'm wearing the most jingly sweater, but you guys put up with me wearing a trash bag one episode, so you might have to deal with a little bit of bell sounds. It is the birthday of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
No Scrooges allowed.
Nope.
No Judases.
Nope.
Though, without Judas, he really, concluded the plot.
Well, that's an Easter story.
It was necessary.
This is the Christmas story.
know,
We're talking about old men.
It's Jesus' story.
That's true. The greatest story ever told, some might say.
Yeah.
How are we spending this episode? Advice on the internet. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, Tony, be sure to make your family watch this one, too. Since it went over so well on Thanksgiving. I just want to apologize to Nick in advance for I will be farting this entire episode.
Cinnamon and milk flavored flatulence.
Cereal farts is what I call them. Ugh. Aren't we forgetting something? Didn't you, got you a gift?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Is this the coffee I bought last week?
No, you gotta open it. This is just the box. You can't trust the box.
My God. Thank you. A gay candy cane.
Yes, you're welcome. I need this coffee back.
It's a beautiful wrapping.
And I filled up your stocking.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
I know this has been hanging over the fire I set in the living room last month with
Wow, what's in here?
the old wires. One hot sauce from Taco Bell.
Too good to not be true.
That's right. Keep going though. It's a stocking.
Mild? Hot? Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's mostly just mild and it's entirely mild and hot sauce from Taco Bell.
Is this the
Merry
Is
Christmas.
this the Mitch you beat off with?
I know, yes. I know you hate it when they don't give you enough sauce, so I went in and I robbed them for the sauce. You'll probably see a news article about it. Man
Jiggly
robs
man.
South Kansas City Taco Bell for extra sauce. They actually just told me during the robbery I could have taken it for free, but I was too deep in.
Well, after you brandished
Well,
your homemade firearm.
yeah, which you got me last year.
I got you something too.
Oh,
Which
okay.
I've,
It's a bumper sticker.
which I've already gifted to you.
If my driving is erratic, it's because I'm looking at chemtrails.
Yeah.
I do wake Nick up randomly to come look at chemtrails in the night.
They be cooking them. They have a. Is the Kansas City airport, is it international? Is it an international airport?
Yeah, MCI, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're bringing them in from all over the world.
Well, we saw a cargo plane roll across our backyard at like 3 a.m. that left this really fine trail, and the entire neighborhood was filled with a fog for like 10 minutes. I don't know if that's how those work.
Yeah, that was a pretty strange. The fog like that was a strange phenomenon on its own.
Yeah.
And the plane goes across, thin little trail across the whole sky, and then it just dissipates.
Caked our neighborhood.
The whole trail at one time dissipated, not like from the end. It like followed because that's how contrails work, which are water vapor.
Yep. I'm giving Nick the real Christmas present, chance to talk about chemtrails on the show.
Yep. 39 million patents on Google for geoengineering and weather modification.
39 million?
Something crazy.
People have too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
Well, I did slave over this present, so I appreciate you being appreciative,
Yeah.
and I love yours. I will tattoo this on my forehead, just as you clearly want me to do.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I have mostly Christmas-based ones.
I have no Christmas-based ones.
Am I the asshole for gifting a snow globe against my wife's correct predictions? Our daughter, 8 years old, asked for a snow globe for Christmas. What a good family you are. That she's not asking for a dune buggy or a PlayStation or something. That's such a wholesome gift. It's all she wanted.
Or like Fortnite coins or whatever.
Yeah. My wife said no because our daughter's not good with fragile stuff. My wife said daughter will end up smashing it right away. I insisted because maybe she won't break it. Also, it's what she wanted for Christmas. Good dad. Even if she ends up breaking it eventually, at least she'll get to enjoy it first. We had our Christmas party early just now because my wife will be out of town on Christmas Day. Anyway, our daughter opened up the present. She loved it. She was hugging it and dancing around. My wife started screaming. I have a lot to say. You're not being careful. You're going to break it. Daughter dropped it. It shattered. Our daughter's devastated. My wife says, all this sadness could have been avoided if I hadn't listened or insisted after she said no. I say our daughter only dropped it because my wife was screaming at her and started screaming at me too. To someone who doesn't know my wife, the snow globe might seem irrelevant, but might say I shouldn't insist against my wife's preference in any situation. But my wife is not like most people. My wife, she says no to everything. She told our daughter to stay in the dark because she didn't want to buy a replacement light bulb. She's ridiculously stingy and very strict with our daughter, so it's up to me to determine every time if her saying no is actually normal or if it's another weird one where I need to insist for my daughter's sake. But now, since the snow globe did get broken, as my wife predicted, I'm second guessing my instinct on this one. Yikes!
You're being held emotionally and psychologically captive by a deranged person.
The light bulb in your daughter's room went out. She said it costs too much to get another light bulb. This person's gonna do something horrible. I don't want to say it, but this is some big, mad, throw my whole family into a lake energy.
Yeah.
Very resentful of your daughter.
I was having fun thinking of jokes about the gifts they got her in the past, and then...
Yeah, it gets dark real fast.
And then it got dark, and now I'm just like, now I'm scared. I was gonna say... They didn't want to get her the snow globe because she's clumsy with fragile things after she sat on the 12 hamsters we got her last year and squished them.
No, that's good.
But now it's like maybe the mom like pushed her down on the hamsters and be like, I told you we would squish them.
Screaming at her. Also, I think there's a big red flag here. We all agree this guy's not the asshole. He and his daughter are trapped in some kind of emotional... abusive. But I think further evidence of that is notice what you don't find here. His daughter asked for a snow globe. I at first was like, oh, that's very wholesome. That's a very like austere present you would ask for.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't expect the kids these days to ask for something like that. Like I just want one pretty decoration for my room.
Yep.
And then the wife's whole argument is no, it's not like let's get her a play set instead, or let's get her some dresses instead. It's like this dad seems to be doing all this shit on his own to the extent where he doesn't even know what to get her for Christmas. She asked for this very austere thing because she's not even allowed a light bulb. Maybe that's part of the reason she wants a snow globe. And
she wants another world that she can imagine herself escaping into.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone. Not the asshole.
Merry Christmas to everyone except that guy's wife.
Yeah. She's clearly psycho. Your turn.
User Great Top 3478 asks, what do I replace porn with?
Oh, interesting.
I haven't watched porn for about a month now. I have seen some stuff on accident, kinda, but never masturbated. On accident, kinda.
Okay.
And honestly, the biggest difference is that I have little to almost no drive at all now. Well, it kind of used to be like that before too, but now even less.
No sex drive?
I think drive to masturbate is what he's implying.
Okay. Oh, no.
How to retain your precious fluids. I used to watch more and more brutal stuff because after a while you get used to it. That's not how it works for me, but it does ruin your perception of things and your sexuality, and I'm kind of sad, but that's just how it is. I can't change my past. But my question is, what do I replace porn with? I know everybody says imagination, but that just ain't it. Also, I don't have a significant other, so...
Is that how it ends?
That's how it ends.
Is this guy's way of trying to find a date on Reddit?
Yeah. Top comment, exercise.
Yeah, I was going to say, he seems to be purely focused on what do I replace it with to masturbate. Because he said my imagination.
Yeah, I mean...
He seems to not, like, I was going to say, like, church, exercise, get a girlfriend, get some friends, get a hobby.
Get a fleshlight. He doesn't want to watch porn, but he wants to masturbate. But he also doesn't have a drive to.
I feel like this guy can't be trusted
And he's
with this type of thing.
He's also, like watched exponentially more, quote, brutal stuff, which that could be like...
I would hesitate. I feel like he's looking...
I don't think brutal is literal, but...
This is a porn addict.
Yeah.
Get a girlfriend. And...
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work for him.
I mean, he seems to be implying like, oh, should I watch more risque animes? Should I start getting the Sears catalog? Like, I would say whatever this dude's masturbating with would become a problem.
Should I get a copy of Guns and Ammo?
Yeah, exactly. I'm scared to give this guy any advice because I'm scared that whatever he jacks off to becomes more brutal every time.
Right.
Because he's like clearly addicted to this, and it's like, I don't want to be like, even your imagination is scary. I want to say like, stop doing this.
He said it does.
You don't have to do it.
It does ruin your perception of things and your sexuality. Sounds like he might be having questions about himself that he doesn't want to confront.
You need some wholesome hobbies, my friend.
Yeah. Get a journal.
Yeah.
And every time you think about producing liquid sin, write your thoughts down and read them next week. And you'll start to feel some shame and change.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's a good one.
There's no like replacement for porn specifically.
I think he realizes that watching
like
video
exercise,
porn. Right. That's why I'm saying there's a huge difference between like I think what he's asking and what our minds went to.
Yeah.
Because like that guy said exercise, you were saying like get a journal, I was saying like go to church, like. But in his mind, to me, because he mentions the imagination thing, I think he's clearly saying, what do I replace the thing I jack off to with?
Yep.
And what I'm saying is you clearly have a super unhealthy relationship with this. And I don't think I would be reticent to say like, oh, just look at a swimsuit magazine because then I'm scared he would get into some kind of fetish where he starts stalking people in swimsuit because he can't take things normally.
Yeah, I was gonna say, go down the chiropractor rabbit hole on YouTube, and all of their clients are busty hot chicks and
see. Then he's gonna get into some kind of weird fetish about medical professionals.
Now cross your arms across your chest, and I'm just gonna adjust you. And it's like, it's gonna get your lower back here, and the camera's like pointed up her asshole. I'm like,
this is how people get into some like dangerous. Why don't you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Why isn't that the first thing? Okay. This one's rated certified asshole.
Okay.
I didn't include one like that. Am I the asshole for not taking my girlfriend's side after she embarrassed my friend? My girlfriend, 19-year-old female Fiona, and I, 20-year-old male, have been together for around a month. Yesterday, I brought her to a Christmas party with all my friends to introduce her to them. Fiona got along with all of them well, though she was understandably a bit shy. I also made it difficult for her that most of my friends and I are international students, whereas she's born and raised in North America. For context, Fiona doesn't like to cause conflict and often is okay with letting things slide to keep the peace. However, she's angered. She's also the type to say something and can be a bit of a hothead. That being said, those are two completely different things. That being said, she's extremely sweet and understanding, which makes the situation all the more bizarre to me. Fiona was quiet for most of the party, occasionally piping in the conversation and letting it take its course around her. She was holding a bag, which I found out today is pretty expensive, around $2,700. My friend Celia pointed out her purse and asked where she got it, to which Fiona explained that it was a gift from her parents. At this, Celia asked what Fiona's parents did. Fiona told her that her mom was a stay-at-home mom and her dad worked in an oil field, and Celia made a face and said, "You know, digging oil is horrible for the environment. Women hate women." Can't you have a normal conversation? At this, Fiona asked Celia if the clothes she was wearing was made of polyester and nylon, if she participated in fast fashion, if she took planes or used solar-powered energies primarily. And then she asked Celia if she drew the line for being environmentally conscious as someone working hard to support their family. Fiona's tone was light, but I could tell she was angry. The rest of my friends laughed and told Celia that Fiona had a point and moved on, but Celia went quite quiet afterwards and left soon after. This morning I got a text from her that Fiona was extremely rude to her and that she didn't feel comfortable attending parties where Fiona was present anymore. And that while she didn't want to tell me what to do, that I thought I deserved someone better and less snobby. When I asked Fiona what she went quiet and told me that the reason she snapped at Celia was because she was purposely acting as if Fiona didn't exist and being snide toward her. I tried to argue that Celia never said anything off-putting, save for the oil field comment. Well, that is something off-putting. And that Fiona should just apologize to keep the peace. But Fiona refuses and says, "I didn't pick up on it because I'm a guy and the girls have subtext." Now Fiona and Celia are both upset with me and I feel bad for putting them both in the situation, and I'm the asshole for not picking Fiona's side.
Celia wants to bang him.
Update! We broke up and I'm dating Celia now. Just kidding. I apologize to Fiona for not immediately standing up for her and showed her this thread. She's been reading it for the past 2 hours. Yeah, Celia, yeah. He got the context. His little update joke.
Yeah.
He gets it. I don't understand people and their friends. I don't understand, like, Fiona clearly did nothing here. She just defended herself. She did nothing. She's standing there with a purse.
Right.
She gets asked these questions.
It was a gift, first of all. She didn't
She can't control what her dad does for a living, and then she's being put down by this woman who's jealous of her purse, and then she defends herself in the most polite way possible by just saying, "Isn't that a bit hypocritical?" And then, yeah, so buddy, you were the asshole, but you fixed it.
Yeah. He should take her side. Certified asshole.
Certified asshole. Forever. No redemption. Don't care that you fixed it. We're super judgmental this week. 2025.
Okay. Significant Rip says, "I'm a wallflower and my boyfriend doesn't like it." She's asking for advice. I, female 28, have been dating my boyfriend, male 35, for 5 years.
Okay.
The longest relationship either of us have ever had. He recently told me, however, he's not sure if he sees us long term due to my introvertedness.
5 years? Okay.
He's mentioned this, you know that right away. You know that in 2 dates or 1 social gathering. He's mentioned this previously, but it's been several years, so I thought he had moved past this. He said he's always envisioned himself with, quote, the life of the party, and, quote, I actually make parties less fun sometimes. Has anyone else experienced a similar issue in their relationship? I'm conflicted. Is this foreshadowing conversation on the future as both are unchangeable traits, or can this be worked through? Dude,
What? Dude, there's so much about that that's fucked up.
yeah. Yeah, he's looking for a way out, and he doesn't have one.
Yeah, or he has somebody
He,
on the side.
Yes. He's like, this woman is probably great to him. Obviously, they've had the longest relationship either of them have had. And
How do you be with someone for 5 years and go, I don't know if this will work out long term?
yeah, that's...
I've always pictured myself with the life of the party. Like, I would kind of understand this if the ages were reversed.
Okay.
I can't, a 35-year-old talking to a 20-something-year-old and being like, I need people who are fun at parties. Like, dude, you're 35. How many parties are you going to?
Right.
And why do you need your girlfriend to be like the most outrageous person at the party? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
A 35-year-old who's with someone in their 20s, like, you should be like super happy that she's not like.
It's like, what does he want from her at party? Like doing the Ace Ventura bit with her butt cheeks, except it's her pussy lips. You're like, Einhorn's a man, and then I don't know.
You think being like older, dating someone younger, like, usually the problem is exactly the opposite. You're like, oh, like, she won't stop going out to the club. Like, why can't we have a normal life at home? And she, like, is all of that. And for some reason he wants, what are you going to be, like, 45 and you, like, need someone who's, like, dancing on a bar top? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
They want to go to Branson every other weekend.
Yeah. It's just weird.
Yeah. My advice... Find you a nice librarian, gentleman, and settle down and get 2 cats. And,
a normal 35-year-old. Yeah, I don't.
True. Yeah.
This isn't normal. I broke up with one girl once who was way younger than me because she wanted to go out all the time. And I was just like, this is exhausting. And it's not going to change for years with her. And like, I cannot be at a bar every night for... That's hyper weird. I get the vibes that he is seeing someone else.
Yeah.
And that he's using this, perhaps he's going out a lot. He's going out to the bars and stuff a lot, and she's staying home a lot. And she's probably said something to him like, can we have some nights at home? And then he likes going out because he's hooking up with other chicks, or he's got some other friend group. And so he's completely did the narcissistic, like, mind-fucked, reverse the whole scenario thing, and she's bought it. And he says, the real problem is you're not a wallflower. Is that you're a wallflower. And it's like, that's so completely reversed reality from what, like, a normal 35-year-old would want.
Yeah, I think she already, she knows. She says, is this foreshadowing conversation? She can see the path. She doesn't need our help. She just wants some reassurance.
Yep. Too much of a wallflower. You're the asshole. Get out there, shake your ass. That's crazy to me.
Yep.
Am I the asshole? My boyfriend farts on me all the time. I'd like to preface by saying I'm a 19-year-old female and he's 18. I know that some of you might think, oh, he's just young, blah, 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 but I'm tired of it. He doesn't stop. He's always farting on me and thinks it's so funny he's farted in my face. He gets behind my butt and farts on my butt. He calls it a fart transplant. And while this can sound funny to some people, I can't stand it. I think it's so disrespectful, and I tell him to stop. And he doesn't take me seriously. He walks away when I start complaining about it. And he's, what a mad lad. And he says, I get mad about everything, and that I start shouting, but I'm so done with it. So disgusted and disrespectful. Maybe I'm overreacting. I don't think I am. Also, forgot to add in that I have done it to him too. But it's just to get back at him and to show him how it feels. Never in his face, just on him, but he doesn't seem to care. He'll just do it 10 times worse to me. This also applies to a lot of things I tell him to stop doing, and he doesn't because he's, quote, just playing around. I'm also someone that gets overstimulated really easy, so I tell him to stop one time before it escalates, and I start shouting, and he won't listen. Update, he saw it, he laughed, read the comments, and said, I'm going to keep farting on you.
I'm not the asshole. Literally. Your boyfriend is...
He is a
walking...
giant talking asshole. He's also 18.
Yeah,
He'll probably be a great guy when he's 24. He'll probably be the most normal. What a mad lad, dude.
Have you ever seen the movie You and Me and Everyone We Know?
No.
Okay, it's kind of like an indie film. There's a scene where these two brothers, there's like one who's older and one's like 14, one's like 8. They go on this chat room and they're like chatting with people. And the woman, and it's like lonely people, but they're like fucking with them.
Yeah.
And they get this like 40s single woman, and then the younger kid keeps like the older guy does it for a bit, and then the younger kid like keeps going after, keeps like talking to this woman, and then they meet up in this park, and. The line that gets her to meet up with him is, I just imagine us pooping back and forth into each other's butts for eternity. It's like this romantic, but an 8-year-old is imagining intimacy by pooping into each other's butts.
Sounds very romantic.
Yeah.
This guy is his love language is farting on you.
Yeah.
I think you're just dating a hyper. I actually don't think anyone's the asshole in this circumstance.
Okay,
like
in the face though, that's just like.
Oh no, it's extremely vile and rude.
Yeah.
Extremely vile and rude. I'm just saying, like, this is a child. You're dating a child, and I think when you're a teenager and you're dating other teenagers, like, you kind of just have to know some of them are still giant children.
Yeah.
Like, I doubt this guy will be a 40-year-old account executive farting in people's faces at the office. Like, he's probably going to look back and cringe really hard at this. Clearly, in the circumstance, he is the asshole. You're not. But this, to me, just seems like you're both so young. You're in different mental states, is what I'm saying. He's got, like, some hormones or something that have to come in to straighten him out. Or he's just a complete sociopath who will be like this.
He's either a stinky little dum-dum or, he's evil.
Dude, young people, too, they are so scared to break up. I remember feeling this way when I was, like, in my early 20s, late teens. Like, I remember just thinking, like, this is the person no matter what. Like, no matter how bad our disagreements are. Like, I can't believe this person. She has her answer. He's never going to stop doing this to her. She's just afraid to leave for whatever reason, even though the whole world is your oyster. I mean, you're a 20-year-old, you know.
Well, she needs to either go scorched earth and just diarrhea right in his mouth.
Maybe he'd love that.
But yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. I think she's gonna have to just.
Sorry, and you're just gonna have to deal with looking him up at Facebook and finding out he's normal in 10 years. You're dating someone who's still like 15. Sorry.
Yeah, not the asshole. Okay, am I the asshole? User Comprehensive Win 82 asks, am I the asshole for refusing to give my mother access to my savings account even though she says it's for, quote, family emergencies? I, 24 female, have been working since I was 18 and have been diligently saving money. Over the years, I've built up a decent emergency fund and started putting money aside for a house. My parents have always known I'm good with money, but recently my mom, 48 female, has been pressuring me to give her access to my savings account. She says it's because the family has had a lot of unexpected expenses lately, like car repairs and medical bills for my younger brother, 15 male. While I understand money is tight, I've always helped when I could. I've paid for groceries, contributed to household bills, and even helped cover my brother's school supplies, but my mom insists it's not enough. She wants direct access to my savings account, just in case something big happens.
What?
I told her I wasn't comfortable with that since I've worked hard for this money and it's meant for my future. I also mentioned that I'd be happy to help if a real emergency comes up, but I'd prefer to manage it on my terms. She got really upset, saying I don't trust her and that I'm being selfish. My dad has stayed out of it, but my older sister, 26 female, thinks I'm overreacting and should just let mom have access. She even said, what's the point of saving if you're not going to help your family? Now, I'm feeling torn. On one hand, I want to help my family, but on the other, I don't think it's fair for me to hand over control of my hard-earned money. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my mother access to my savings account?
Wow.
That's crazy to me.
That's your mom's gonna spend all that money.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
It's gonna
the next day.
Gone. Also, I like the dichotomy of like, oh, there's been all this recent stuff happening, but I don't need it now. What if a new thing happens? It's like this total like come at you from both ways thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am so sorry. I can't believe the sister isn't sticking up for her sister, especially the older sister.
Yeah. Okay. This is something I learned when I was caught drinking when I was 14, and we had to go to like counseling at our church, and the pastor had like a psychology degree also. So they were like, we're going to do family counseling because I had caused stress. You know, I had like scared my sister. I came home fucking blacked out, and my sister was 10.
Oh, okay. 10.
She was home alone. My friends brought me home. I was like pale, covered in barf, and they're like strung up between them. So we're going to go to family count. What the pastor said, though, was very frustrating, I think, because she just said in any like dynamic, especially families, there is always the role of the scapegoat or the black sheep.
Huh.
And it falls on one person and tends to stay with that person, but it's not fixed.
Oh.
So in that moment, I was that role.
Okay.
Which is that's pretty good advice if you're doing family counseling, right? It's not like a defect of me or, you know, like...
It's like in this circumstance, you are the black sheep.
Yeah, and for me to not like go down a guilt rabbit hole where I'm like, I'm tearing the family apart because I did something a normal 14 is going to do, 14-year-old, like... People are going to experiment and make a mistake, and like no one was hurt. I was just hungover. My dad made me get up at 6 a.m. and tar a driveway, and then I went to football practice. I did this for 2 weeks. I woke up at dawn, went and tarred this driveway, went to football practice, went back during the middle of the day and continued to tar the driveway, went to PM practice for 2 hours, went home, ate, and went to sleep. I did that for 2 weeks, and then school started.
Oh.
So he's like... He taught me a good lesson.
Yeah.
If you're gonna fucking play hard, you better be able to work hard. You better not let it fuck up the rest of your life.
Right.
And I did pretty okay with that.
So, how do you apply that to this? Like, is she...
I feel
she
like,
seems like insanely responsible, and everyone else around her seems crazy to me.
Right, but well, the reason because the sister is like kind of on the mom's side, the dad is staying out of it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say with the brother how he feels, but obviously
the dynamic is she is somehow
the outsider, the black sheep, and like everyone, you know, she's not an individual. She is a role in this family, and if she doesn't, then.
That's very disturbing. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on financially with them. I don't know what the relationship is with the older sister and the mom, or if she would have access to that money. I don't know how much money it is.
It's like,
but this is highly abnormal.
Yeah.
To ask your kid for unfettered access to essentially all their income. You know, because, you know, at that age, how much savings are you really going to have? It's going to be like, that's probably your savings account is all of your disposable income, you know?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like, 24, like, if she's going by like a basic budget, they say like have 3 to 6 months to live on if you don't have any other income. So that's like, you know, 10 grand.
God. say it's $1,000. Like, that money's gone if you give her access to this. Don't do it.
Yeah. Not the asshole, I would say. She's also offered to help in other ways to like alleviate the burden, but like, who knows what the medical bills, you know, the car repairs, that can only be so much. There's like a threshold there where it's like you repair this car or you buy another one, and there's like a limit. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, I will say this. It sounds like they grew up in quite a bit of poverty, because to ask someone who's at least 6 years out of your house,
Yes.
I need unfettered access to your money or you're being selfish, then that to me tells me these parents have never really had savings. They've never, you know what I mean? Like she, in some way, she's the scapegoat. She's the scapegoat for getting out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, we did so much for you. Now you have this job and the savings, and now you owe it all to us.
Coming from a position like that motivates a lot of people to like, I'm not going back here. It was so, you know, and then they kind of just internalize it and live their life in a, you know, in a cycle of behaviors. And
well, that was a bummer end. You ruined it. You're the scapegoat in this family, Nick.
40 years.
I brought farts. No, that bums me out, because we're all thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
If for some reason, oh, and by the way, like this video. I know y'all watching. Like it. Hit subscribe if you haven't. We have way too many views for people not ever liking these things or subscribing. Keep pumping us in the algorithm, because we're making a bunch of these to try to get to people as a Christmas present to us. Go back, like a bunch of our videos. You don't have to rewatch them. Just like click next.
We even have a playlist. You could just like it from the playlist,
Yeah.
I think. And you could go like 50 some videos in 2 minutes. That will,
This is all we want for Christmas.
yeah.
We're making so many, and we're trying to be professional and like keep these themes and stuff, but like, it's not gonna work and get out there. We've had some that have gotten out there, but we want to make it more consistent unless we get more eyes on it, and that's directly affected by likes and subscribes. So like,
Shares.
yeah,
You can even, like, I have 2 Instagram accounts. I just share it to the other. I don't even know if that works, but like.
you're being selfish to our family. If you don't go back through tomorrow, take Christmas off.
We need unfettered access
To your likes.
To your like and subscribe
To your
button.
affection. You owe us your affection. But no, if you want to do us a favor, that's a great Christmas gift.
It costs nothing, and it really does help.
Yeah, because I've noticed on ones where people do that,
Drop a comment.
it automatically hits. Yeah, and I feel like the people who are commenting are going to keep commenting and stuff. But
say, we're going to fart on you, and we're never going to stop in the comments.
Fart Nation,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We love you.
Bye.